So I thought this was a one off. I did not know that this is starting to become a trend. And again, I will address it. I'm having fun, guys. One of the reasons you all see me make multiple videos on the exact same topic sometimes is simply because whenever you make a claim, you back up the claim, people try to move the goalpost. And I see it mostly with some of these hardcore console warriors and fanboys. I don't know what it is, but you will literally be showing them the truth in front of them. They'll put their hands over their eyes, they'll put their blinders on and mock you and say, oh, I can't see the truth you're showing me. When I see it, I'll believe you, but for now, you're lying. That's what they do. And then they'll come and heckle you as well on top of it. So here's what people have been doing now. People are going on PC Part Picker, including YouTube tech tubers and such, and they're showing people that, hey, you can build something that beats the PlayStation 5 for less than $700. I've done it. I built a build, and I use that build to play my games. And some of them are saying, even for the PS5 Pro, you can do it on PC and you have an upgradable path. You don't have that path on console. Do you know what these fanboys are saying? They're saying, well, those people that are recommending that you build those builds, they're using $1,500 builds. So you can't really listen to them because they're not actually sharing that experience, when that's not how we've ever judged hardware performance. The way we've judged hardware performance is that we actually have people that have tested it out and they put the data up there. So they're saying that the scientific reasoning behind somebody saying, hey, this build is going to perform better than a PS5 and probably on par with the PS5 Pro because we have the data. They're saying that that data is not enough for them. This is the problem that we have with this whole console conversation. Even if I use my 4090 build, which I use for game development and I use for other tasks, and I game on my $6,750, $650 build, even if I use that build as my gaming device, and I said the 6750 build was going to be good enough, the 6750 XT build was good enough, that should be enough. Why? Because we have the data and we have the performance metrics. We know. Because somebody who is in a position to get these products ahead of time, test it out so that consumers can make up their minds, can see the data and make up their minds. Even these guys at Hardware Unboxed started doing what's called a cost per frame analysis, where they'll literally take the FPS, they'll divide the FPS by the total cost of the GPU or the CPU, and they'll make a chart that they call a cost per frame, chart. For the longest time, this is how people basically were starting to look at some of their purchasing decisions and made those decisions. Is it worth it to buy a 4090? Well, how many FPS does that thing generate on average divided by the cost of the 4090? This is what you're paying per frame. And people look and be like, no, I'm not paying that per frame. Let's look at another GPU. What does a 4080 look like? What does a 7900 XTX look like? And we see the data. In fact, I got a heckler on the channel the other day, just recently. I showed you guys some of the, comments. I had to block this person because this is a heckler. Roadkill 80, you're not commenting on this channel, except maybe you try to go use a Heidi account, but that's your choice. That's your own business. Look at what they said. They said, I love you guys. So build the $630 device, computer, build for $630, make a video, and show the comparisons. All you guys say it on paper, but none of you guys do it. When you do that, I'll start believing. What? I did it. In March of this year, I built that PC for you guys, and some of you were in the comment section dragging me, trying to make me look like I was crazy because I have 12,000 subscribers. But when the guy that's got 400 subs does it, try to go do that in the comment section and see yourself get dragged across town because of your, willful ignorance. And that's where we are now, where they're trying to do that. And this is why I can't let them get away with this. No, 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 no. One of the things that you want to do is you want to propose your case, and then somebody that tries to shift the goalpost, you want to stay on their neck. You want to point out not only is your position the position that you're backing up with data and evidence, if the data and evidence is concrete and everybody else can go look at it, and from a scientific perspective, they can weigh it, they can see it, it can be peer reviewed. Basically, in the PC world, go look at what Gamers Nexus did. You don't have to watch only Hardware Unboxed. Go look at what Jay's 2 Cents did. You don't have to watch only those two. Go look at what Daniel Owen did. You can watch multiple people actually put together this, data set. That's why sometimes if you go watch some of these videos that show you how a CPU performs in some games, some people in the comment section will come in and say, I call cap. Why do you call cap? Well, the analysis has been done and we've seen the parameters, and you can't be getting that performance except you have a problem, or maybe you're faking the data. We've seen that many times. We've seen even some of these tech YouTubers call out other tech YouTubers for making mistakes that are not consumer friendly. It's happened over and over again. So this is a very serious thing. And so some of these folk that are coming here to try to minimize it are wanting to not only do harm, but are trying to use their moronic, ideas of trying to hop over the data sets to not to harm another market, which is the PC market, by trying to basically remove confidence from data. Man, okay. I'm going to try not to get upset. I mean, I'm not upset. I'm a little just kind of like amped up because of how amazing and fantastical this thing is. But you got to really give it to these folk. I think these folk have spent so much time just trying to convince themselves about something that isn't. And now they don't really know how to actually face reality when reality is knocking at the door in front of them. They don't really know what to do with it. They're just lost. They just cannot consider nor comprehend that, what they've been telling you about these consoles for the last 4 years has just been, pure marketing. And I remember when I started on this tirade, oh man, I faced an ire. I faced a lot, guys. Some of you are new to the Video Game Fight School channel. You don't know what this content creator had to deal with from a lot of these folk. And even from some folk who are now starting to understand what's going on. They're now more understanding, but then even they themselves, they found themselves in a really strange position. So now that we're coming out on this other side of the conversation with a new console that is now red pilling a lot of PlayStation players, this is exactly the time for me to actually continue in my dialogue and continuing exactly what it is that I've known all this while. It's just that simple. And we cannot let these folk in their bad faith come and basically disrupt what is real. Some people are considering PC, and they're considering well, because what they're doing is they're trying to see if they're $700, because the next console, y'all know, they're going to ask you for $700, right? You know that, right? You know that, right? They're going to ask you for $700. According to what somebody said, I think it was Digital Foundry, they said, PlayStation looked and saw people pay $1,500 for these consoles from scalpers, and they were like, man, why are we even taking a loss for these fools? They're going to ask you for $700. And some people are starting to think now like, yo, before we get to that point, I do not need anybody taking $700 from me or trying to ask me for $700 for a gaming console. I want to know what my options are. And boy, you will be pleased with the amount of options that you actually have, because they are many, many wonderful options that you can get to and put together when you're on a PC. Man, this is going to be fun. The more they keep talking, the more they keep exposing themselves. That's what it is. And so I'm just going to let them talk. As they talk, I just come here and make a video and just say, nope, let's set the record straight, because this is crazy. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys' time and audience. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.